It was one of those rare moments that made the world pause. No speeches, no press conferences, just the quiet arrival of two blacked-out vehicles slipping through the gates of Clarence House. First came King Charles, then moments later, Prince Harry. That was it. No drama, no statements. Yet the silence spoke louder than words. This wasn't simply a father and son reunion. It was their first face-to-face meeting in over 18 months, carrying the weight of history, tension, and years of unresolved issues. The last time they met was February 2024, following Charles's cancer diagnosis. Since then, only distance. No royal events, no holidays together, just silence and speculation. Now Harry was back in London. He arrived on September 8th for the Well-Child Awards and charity appearances, but whispers immediately spread. Was this just another public duty? Or the moment where private wounds between father and son were finally confronted? Would Harry try to see his father? Would Charles even agree? And if they did meet, what would it mean? The answer came sooner than anyone expected. Yes, the visit happened, and it happened fast. At around 5:20 p.m. local time, Harry's car was seen pulling into Clarence House. At first, the moment slipped by quietly, but once the footage spread online, the reaction was instant. The internet exploded with one question. Could this finally mark the beginning of a royal reconciliation? To understand why that question carries so much weight, you need to rewind 5 years. In 2020, Harry and Meghan announced their departure from royal duties, sparking a storm that has never truly settled. From the Oprah interview to the Spotify deal, the Netflix docuseries, and Harry's memoir Spare, each move seemed to widen the gulf. Then came the accusations, public statements, and relentless media battles. What once felt like a cold silence hardened into something deeper, harsher, and far more personal. A family war. Charles making time for Harry while battling cancer speaks volumes. This meeting wasn't routine, it was intentional. But let's not turn it into a fairy tale. Reports suggested it lasted only about 30 minutes. That's not a heartfelt reunion. That's a test, a temperature check, perhaps even a final olive branch. What stands out most is who wasn't there. Prince William, the one figure expected to be present at such a moment, stayed away. No appearance, no public message, nothing. And that silence may carry more weight than anything Charles or Harry exchanged. The monarchy has never been just about family. It's about image, power, and centuries of protocol. Harry broke that structure in front of the world. While Charles may seek reconciliation, William could see it differently. For him, forgiveness may not look like peace. It may look like giving up. There's no official handbook for an heir to the throne. But if one existed, it probably wouldn't advise rekindling ties with the family's biggest PR headache. And yet, here we are. 2 cars slipped through the palace gates. No fanfare, no statements. The silence was deafening as cameras zoomed in on every subtle movement. Was Charles leaning forward? Did Harry look tense? Each flicker of expression became a headline. Because this wasn't just a family visit. It was history trying to rewrite itself in real time. One awkward conversation at a time. No smiling portraits, no official press release, just 30 private minutes that could either plant the seeds of healing or bury the rift for good. Make no mistake, this was no casual drop-in. It was calculated, deliberate, and potentially more defining for the monarchy than many realize. Charles wasn't just a king greeting his estranged son. He was a father caught between heartbreak, legacy, and mortality. And cancer changes people. It softens some, hardens others. In Charles's case, it appears to have done both. Perhaps it was a bit of both. Those close to Charles say he's been carrying the weight of time, questioning not just his place in history, but also his role within his fractured family. And maybe that's what finally pushed him to open the door. When you're staring at your own fragility, even the most stubborn grudges can begin to feel small. Still, this wasn't a tearful reunion in a palace hallway. It was planned, scheduled, and carefully contained. Reports suggest it was short, every second structured with intention. No agenda leaked to the press, no palace statement, No conveniently placed sources whispering to tabloids about hugs or forgiveness. Just two men behind closed doors, facing years of silence, hurt, and headlines. If Harry came hoping for warmth, it likely wasn't waiting for him. He walked into Clarence House not as the beloved son of a monarch, but as a polarizing figure whose every move still makes waves. Charles's decision to meet him was not an invitation to rewrite royal history. It was a test, perhaps a cautious olive branch. This time, Harry's return felt different. No Meghan, no entourage, no dramatic speeches. Just him, flying solo, subdued and keeping his head down. Harry arrived quietly, almost under the radar. For a man who once claimed he needed to escape the toxicity of royal life, stepping back into that world must have felt like walking into a lion's den. But he did it, and that alone captured attention. What made the moment even more striking was timing. Prince William was just miles away, yet there was no sign of contact. The brothers haven't spoken in months, and insiders insist the rift is deeper than ever. If Charles had hoped to act as peacemaker, he faces a daunting challenge. William is said to have lost patience, seeing Harry's interviews, memoir, and steady stream of bombshells as outright betrayal. If you're betting on forgiveness, William wouldn't even make the odds. Observers suggest this meeting wasn't only a test for Harry, but for Charles as well. Could Harry sit through private talks without leaks? Could he keep sacred what was shared? Or would it become another headline? Was this meeting truly about reconciliation, or just optics? From Harry's side, the question remains. Does Charles genuinely want to heal the rift? Or was this carefully managed for appearances? The cameras didn't capture what happened behind closed doors, but they recorded every moment leading up to it. Harry's arrival, face set, unreadable. Charles's demeanor, steady but distant. No smiles, no waves, just duty and discomfort etched into every frame. Still, symbolism matters. For years, rumors swirled that Charles ignored Harry's calls, left messages unanswered, and quietly stonewalled attempts to reconcile. Yet this time, the gates opened. That alone means something. Perhaps not everything, but something. And whether Harry deserved the audience is almost beside the point. What matters is that it happened. It proves Charles still sees a thread worth holding, even if frayed to its last fibers. The real question isn't whether they met. It's what comes next. Will a 30-minute meeting spark healing, or end as another fleeting royal footnote? Will this meeting spark something real? Or was it just the final polite nod before both sides slip back to their corners and prepare for the next storm? The real tension now sits in the silence that followed. Neither camp has spoken. No palace statement, no carefully orchestrated leaks, not even a vague whisper from Harry's circle suggesting progress. And in a royal family where almost every move is crafted for perception, that silence speaks volumes. It signals either deliberate caution or disappointment. The truth is, this meeting was never about a neat resolution. It was about testing whether reconciliation is even possible. Harry's path back, if it exists at all, is complicated. He hasn't only stepped away from the monarchy. He has challenged it outright. He's exposed its secrets, cast it in an unflattering light, and done so with moral certainty many inside the palace will never forgive. Yet he still returns. He still seeks these moments. Which leaves the question unresolved. Does Harry want to rejoin the institution, or is he searching for nothing more than closure? Which raises the question, does Harry truly want closure? Charles, meanwhile, is trying to hold together a monarchy already fraying at the edges. His health has forced him to slow down, delegate more, and think carefully about legacy. Does he really have the strength, or the time, to referee a family feud that has consumed headlines for years? Perhaps this meeting was his way of closing a chapter, extending one final courtesy while he still can. Or maybe, just maybe, he's leaving a crack in the door in case Harry ever chooses to walk through it the right way. One thing, however, is clear. William isn't moving. Reports claim he was only minutes away during the meeting, yet made no effort to see his brother. Not even a call. For William, the damage runs deeper than hurt feelings. This isn't just personal. It's about the stability of the crown itself. In his eyes, Harry didn't simply walk away. He abandoned duty, responsibility, and loyalty to the firm. Worse, he profited from the fallout. And yet, beneath the bitterness, there lingers a strange, undeniable emotional pull neither can fully escape. Beneath the headlines, there's an emotional undercurrent that can't be ignored. These men aren't just public figures. They're a father and his sons, bound by blood, yet divided by years of wounds and unspoken resentments. Strip away the crowns, the palaces, the cameras, and what remains is a family fractured. 3 men, each weighed down by pride, pain, and different versions of how life should have unfolded. The question now is Harry's next move. Will he break the silence? Leak details even indirectly? Because if he does, the fragile meeting will collapse into another PR stunt, dismissed as theater. But if he holds back, if he stays genuinely silent, it could mean something else entirely. Maybe growth, maybe restraint, and that, more than any carefully chosen words, would matter most. The truth is, there are no victors here. Only a family attempting to navigate resentment under the scrutiny of millions. Charles battles illness and legacy. William defends the crown's future. And Harry drifts somewhere between, no longer trusted as royal, yet never free of the institution's shadow. For now, it ends quietly. No hugs, no smiles. Just a Range Rover pulling into the night. The Range Rover rolled away, leaving Britain wondering what, if anything, was said. Was it a step forward or the quiet end of a chapter? No one knows. But they sat down, and that alone was rare in a family where silence is strategy and words spark wars. Whether this moment heals or simply feeds the drama, time will tell. It wasn't just about Harry and Charles. It was about the monarchy itself, and whether forgiveness can still exist inside its walls. If not, silence may speak louder than reconciliation.